Action! Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. We're the management team for Toone, a social fitness app. So, Cherie here is a junior in college. She is outgoing, she's fit, and she is disciplined. Wherever she goes, Cherie carries this little notebook where she logs her fitness progress, her spin and yoga class schedule, and what she eats, how many calories she takes in a day. On the other hand, we have Cameron. Cameron's a sophomore in college. Cameron and Cherie are really good friends with benefits. Benefits in a sense that they love working out together, they love sharing fitness tips with one another. Cameron also happens to work as a part-time fitness instructor, so he's really knowledgeable with health and fitness tips. However, there's not really a platform for him to share his knowledge without just coming off as a total show-off. So Toone is here to face these challenges. We have Facebook. That's really intimate. You're not going to add your fitness instructor or your yoga classmates onto your Facebook account because then they can tap into your personal life, they have access to your personal information. And that's when people realize that they need something like LinkedIn. LinkedIn with a focus, much less private, obviously with people that are seeking a healthy and fitness lifestyle, they can't do that because LinkedIn is a professional network. So people looking to Yelp or other similar types of applications for fitness and health recommendations, where to eat, and good programs, good fitness programs. But there's not one central app or program that tackles all these challenges all together. And that's why we created Toone to seize the opportunity.
Okay, so there's three different aspects that we're looking at here. First we have users. Users will create their own profile, similar to Facebook, but based on user preferences, like such as fitness preferences, what they do when they go to the gym, workout things. Another aspect is for instructors. Instructors of fitness classes and gyms have different ways. This will allow them to connect to their users and will allow them to build their customer base. There's also the social aspect. It connects users with instructors, and also it helps users share their fitness preferences with each other, tips, even suggest restaurants to help promote like a healthy sense of lifestyle in every way. Healthy eating, healthy fitness habits. We're going to put that together in this way. There are two main competitors. The first one is Endomondo. It's a free application that's available to anyone who has app accessibility on their mobiles. The thing with Endomondo is that it does track calories, distance traveled based on GPS. But the thing we found is we downloaded it and the user interface isn't very user-friendly. It's kind of cluttered and hard to navigate. Also, we found that the GPS tracking is very roughly estimated, and it doesn't really accurately track distance and calories, and even speed. So, and the next one is Nike Plus GPS. Nike Plus GPS is strictly a running app based using GPS as well. It's only can be used outdoors, and it can't be used in gym because it tracks based on GPS. So, and also the thing with Nike Plus is it's not a free application, so it cuts down network opportunities of other friends. And it's also available to people who have Apple products. So what we want to do is take different aspects of these, bring it in one free application for anyone who has a mobile with app accessibility.
Okay, let's take a break. Who has any idea what this application is going to look like, or what it's going to be like to use this? Nobody. Okay, let's go through this. So let's say Cameron takes out his iPhone and he pops open Toone. This is what he's going to get. This is his homepage, if you will. No clutter, no nonsense. It's simple. He has his picture there, he has his last workout, he has what's coming up on his calendar. His social calendar, what his friends are doing, what he's doing. It's simple. There's two main dimensions to this application. The first dimension is the personal dimension. The second is the social dimension. Within the personal dimension, We have things like recommendations, things like progress, things like workouts. So we'll have lists of recommendations of what you should be doing. Maybe workouts that you should be doing. You've been taking all those yoga classes, maybe you need a new yoga mat. You've been running a lot, maybe you need new running shoes. Nature Valley bars are delicious. Things like that. And then you have progress. You know, simple algorithms are just going to track how you've been doing, where you've been going, what kind of calorie intake you've been having, what kind of calorie or how fast you've been burning, things like that. And also you'll have workouts. So this is a preloaded workout that we have. We have Men's Health with a bunch of preloaded workouts, and you can customize it to, you know, do you want to work shoulders today? Triceps, chest, abs, what do you want to do? And it has all of the diagrams there for you. It has, if anybody is familiar with Men's Health, if you do have a subscription, great. You can just plug that right into this. If you don't, you can get it through our application. Then you have your own personal workouts that you want to do. So Cherie doesn't have to carry around that silly little notebook. She doesn't have to track how many reps of everything she's doing and what she's doing for that day. It's all right there. She can customize it as she likes, and she can share it with her friends if she'd like. Then you have the social dimension to it. Now within the social dimension, we've also included this charities and events option. So you can see what's going on around you based on your zip code. You know, what races are going on, what cycling events, how you can actually give back to the community if you'd like. But then we also have the social calendar aspect of it. So here we have a spin class that Cameron has actually signed up for. And you can see that he clicked joining on there. So all his friends know that he's going there as well. And he can check, you know, if he's not sure if he wants to come or not, he can check the attendees. And he can check all his friend networks. And this is a different kind of friend network than Facebook. Facebook is creepy as hell. This is not that creepy. This is just a very distant networking so that you know who these people are, you know how you know them, but you're not tapping into every single little detail about them. So you can see, I know, Ken from LA Fitness, I know Liz from Blomquist, things like that. And he sees when he scrolls through all of those names, Cherie's not there. So he can easily just invite Cherie so that she can join in.
So one of the most important questions is, how are we making money? So basically our revenue is broken down into 3 streams, and they are advertising, premium app, and direct sales on Toone. Advertising is our biggest player. We have 2 mediums through which we can collect money, and that's through our website and our application. And since they're virtually identical, the ways that we collect money are also similar. So for each eyeball and each click per ad, we can collect revenue that is featured in our application. Additionally, we have a subscriptions feature. So if a user like Cameron wants to subscribe to Men's Health and he does it through our app, then we collect a portion of that sales. Also, there are events that we can feature, local fitness events, charity races such as Susan G. Komen Foundation. And for advertising those events on our application, we collect money for services. And then finally, when a person logs into our application, they can check into a gym. And with that gym, there can be preloaded information about classes and events going on in the gym. And so for this sort of advertisement, we're also collecting money. Through premium apps, for each app that a user downloads, we collect money. And finally, we have direct sales on Toone. One of the features that we want to put on Toone is personalized recommendations for users. So for example, if someone is very much into running, we'd want to feature running shoes. So we partner with sites like Amazon, and we would feature such merchandise, and then a person could buy that merchandise from our app directly, and you'd get a portion of the sales. So we developed a sort of timeline to show how we want to progress and expand our network. And by the end of fall 2012, we hope to have a prototype application developed and have a initial user testing base for that. So 50 of our friends is our target. And then after getting feedback about our application, we hope to revise it and then release it to the general Northwestern community and the Evanston area. And Our goal is to achieve about 1,200 active users by the end of summer 2013 within the campus and community. Finally, we want to start growing, so we want to build our network in Illinois and hopefully the Midwest in phase 3. And for this, we hope to find sponsorships, partner with local charities, also work with fitness brands such as Nike, and also start developing prototype premium applications. And so our goal by the end of winter 2014 is 100,000 users. And then phase 4 is building our network across US and the world. Hopefully by then we've hit the sort of inflection point and we can tap into the network effect. And so by then we also hope to have our premium applications developed and launched so that users can use those as well and enhance their Toone experience.
Here are graphs of our financial projection. You can see that for the first year and a half, our cost has been kept pretty low, in the low to mid 10,000s, and that's because we plan on getting a developer on our team, and so what he gets is just a piece of that growing pie. We can also tell that our revenues are also pretty low, and that's because we plan on using the first year and a half to kind of test out the app, to get rid of all the bugs and just expand our user base. So we expect to hit the inflection point right about a year and a half towards the end of 2 years since our conception. And you can tell there is a 3 to 6 months delay between that social network effects kicking in and when our revenue and retained earnings is going to reflect that change. On the left here, we have a scale where you can see that we expect in about 3 years, reasonably optimistically, to get retained earnings in the mid, about like $550,000. And we're going to introduce our management team now. Our CEO, Megan.
I'm Megan. I'm the CEO, came up with this idea. I've done co-op research assisting, and we just decided to add a little fun fact. I didn't share a birthday back and legitimately bark like a dog, but I'm not going to get a demonstration.
Let's video camera going.
I'm Arpa. I'm the chief operating officer. I was a design consultant for Misericordia, and my special talent is fortune telling.
I'm Roy Liu. I'm the chief financial officer. I worked as Project Green Apple's manager for a year, and really talented at dodging traffic.
My name is Akhil Menon. I'm head of design. I did some creative work at Ogilvy. I did some marketing at BMW, but what's really important is that I can make fart noises with my hands. And also we have our chief marketing officer. He's not feeling so well today, but he'll be feeling better soon. And he can make dolphin calls. We'd love to entertain any questions now.
Great stuff. I love your presentation. Just a quick question about how you designed your phone demo and logo.
I did that on Photoshop and Illustrator. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna get customers?
Sorry?
How are you gonna get users?
So these 3 bases right here. So we do it in a variety of ways. Primarily we're thinking of tapping into instructors themselves for, say, going into Evanston Athletic Club, going to the yoga instructors and showing them how this can actually benefit all of them and their students in their classes, and getting them to have their students use it, having that as a base, and then building classes and then connecting the classes.
I talked to the marketing director at SPAC, and they're really interested in our app because they see it as an opportunity to really connect with their clients and really expand their programs and get the word out there. Everyone, like users, more so instructors and program directors, really want to tap into these networks for marketing purposes. We also offer like organization tools, calendars, things like that, so instructors can more easily update their classmates, their students in their classes with changes and updates in their classes.
What I'm kind of worried about is that, you know, this is gonna be just another app. So, you know, I hope you guys understand what I mean by just another app, because like right now, like, you know, apps are booming right now, and you know that market is getting really mature. So I really like to recommend you guys to have some sort of a launch campaign on this app, and like just like what Steve Jobs does with his with the Apple products and things like that. And that's where you're going to show people how different and how unique your app is, and you know, spread the word like that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, on our timeline, actually, phase 2 is when we plan to launch it, at least within Northwestern Evanston. So we're targeting markets at a time. And so with each phase, we're developing a wider and wider network.
Right. But just in terms of like the launching strategy, just thinking about that launching strategy, think about that. Like you want to make it into a grand show kind of, and like just make people like love looking and participating in those big shows. So keep that in mind.
We want to set up like a test app, have Northwestern students test it out and change it based on their feedback.
What happens when, say, somebody hears about this app, downloads it, say they're in Cincinnati, and they go to their gym, and they want to see who's in the spinning class, and they sign up, and they're like the only one. How do you make sure that there's going to be enough people using it as to where you'll get the social effect?
Yeah, so the nature of like building any kind of social network is, it's kind of like chicken before the egg kind of thing, because you only want to join the app if everyone's on the app. But the only way everyone's going to be on the app is for someone to have to join the app. You know what I mean? So that's why we plan to tackle groups at a time, like a yoga class and then a spin class, so that they can use it within themselves. So it's not just like one individual hopping on it. Everyone's hopping on it. They're using it internally. Slowly it grows to this class, SPAC, Blom, and slowly it develops like that. Now as for Cincinnati, that'll be in later stages when we're actually expanding to different places. It'll be Northwestern, Evanston Athletic Clubs, and then it'll build from there.
Right. And going off what Akil has said, well, first we're going to go out there and really like actively pursue after these like pockets of users. And once we get a pretty decent customer base, say if one person goes home, he's the only person with this app, then that's when we expect this thing kind of works as, allow the analogy, kind of like an infectious disease. You're the patient zero there. You will be spreading that word out because you already have friends that are using this app, and you want to convince your other friends to get on the network as well.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. First was like the premium users, are those like instructors? Or are they just people who want more features from the app?
We're going to develop a premium app where it'll have less ads. We're hoping to introduce the challenge feature somehow. It's just in this first one, it's kind of tricky. So it's for anyone, be instructors or just regular users.
And obviously our interfaces there are just mock-ups. So we'll have premium apps for people that want more features, and hopefully with instructors we can make them like admin of their own group page or their little group section on this app. So they will have like administrative controls of their page, and we still have a premium app for people that just want more features.
Yeah, and then I think the social aspect's really cool. Do you guys think you need the like calorie like aspect? Do you think you can do it better than apps that do it specifically?
Yeah, we think, or the nature behind what we were trying to do was just kind of putting all the tools that you really need into one. And so our main aspect is the social aspect, but we also want to have that available personal dimension, just so that you can track if you'd like to. Because we see people with journals a lot, and it just seems ridiculous.
That's on the computer one time.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys said you were going to be on all mobile like app-enabled devices, right? So that includes like Windows Mobile, Android, and iPhone?
We're developing for iPhone.
Okay, because I was going to say, this seems like a native app. not like a web-based app, and in which case you would need 3 different programming languages. So like your projections just seem a little low to me. It was like 20,000 for like 3 different platforms.
Well, we're looking into creating a website as well, just because we want people to be able to go home and use it at home. We want them to carry this wherever they go, at work. It's just like Facebook, you're like constantly like checking updates, and that's how we want it. Our cost may be projected a little low, but obviously we'll adjust it as we go.
Okay. Yeah, just
Yeah.
This is more of like a presentation question. Why were there light bulbs on that one slide?
It was the one idea. It was the innovation.
Oh.
How is your thing going to collect data besides user entry?
Sorry?
Besides user entry, like I did this many reps, how is it going to collect? Is it going to do the stuff where it calculates the distance with GPS and then divides by the time to get your speed? It will do that stuff as well?
Yeah. Well, we have all these potential possibilities, but that's why we want to spend an entire 3 months having 50 test users and tell us what they find useful.
Okay.
One more question, and I've got a little feedback on the presentation form. One more question.
How much are you guys trying to raise?
How much are we?
Mid 10,000.
Mid 10,000.
Right. But obviously that's
Is that 15,000 you mean?
no, that's 5,000.
Oh, 10,000.
Sorry. Confusion. So about 5,000, but that's a year and a half from now. So we really have a lot of time saving that money.
You just need $5,000.
Like develop that. That's most of our time.
That's something that you get from your family and friends.
Yeah. So the barrier should be pretty low. And that's because, like I said, we're planning on having a developer on our team. Except like starting off is expensive cost. He would get a piece of the front pie.
So I want to give you a couple of things. On this slide, Jan, you're naked and you're flipping us off.
Oh, I didn't put the picture there.
Let me get a picture.
Oh,
One thing I want to mention, this goes to everybody. One thing they did is they each introduced themselves. And everyone introduced themselves. It was good practice to have one person present the team. And the reason it's good practice to have one person present the team is because you can brag about the team. You can't brag about yourself. I liked your talents. I thought it was funny. Kind of broke the ice. You gotta be careful with them, but I like when they did break the ice. What you notice is they do break the ice. They do make the presentation more interesting. You got to figure out a way to use that kind of stuff in order to make it really relevant. So pick somebody to present the team, and say Roy is one of the best managers I've ever met. I love working with him, and clearly your experience is limiting people to see through too much puffery. But having one person present the team will go a long way. You also want to talk about what your role is going to be. What are you going to do as part of this team? ARPA in design, I'm the graphic designer, for instance. Or research, I'm as the founder of the company, I'm sales and I'm marketing, that kind of thing.
Is it like better to just like have C level like names, or is it better just say what you do? Like there was one time I like heard someone like Narendra speaking. He was like, "Oh, there's more chiefs in this room than there are on an Indian reservoir."
You want to have titles. If you give everybody a C-level title, you have a CEO, you have VPs, basically, chief operating officer, chief head of architecture. You're absolutely right. You want to have people that have titles that do stuff. Generally, people who do stuff are software architect. Director level in jobs is kind of where the direction of the managers turns into the functions of the company. So managers manage people who are doing stuff. Directors direct those managers. VPs think of the big strategy, and the C-level guys strategy, putting people in the right places. It's all touchy-feely stuff. On your presentation, if you show a presentation where you're flat, and all of a sudden you will find that investors aren't going to believe it. What happens is you're if this went any further, you would have all the money. Like, I went from 0 to $75 billion in about an hour and a half. I'm just kidding.
Tipping point.
This is extremely common in presentations like this. So you got to think through your financials. We'll talk about financials today, and you want to make sure that doesn't happen. But you guys passed out at least to me, a financial document that I was able to look at. When you talk about your phases, who presented this? So you presented this, right? Stand up on yourself. There's a lot of content, so I call this a weatherman slide. If there's less content, you can stand in front of it. But because you're referring to it, phase number 1. Use the space. So both of you had cement shoes on out here. The cement shoes, you didn't. You came out moving around, boxing them in. Okay. But you don't want to stand like you have cement shoes, lifting them up, and uncomfortable. So don't be afraid to get back. We have 4 phases. We're here today. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prove this concept out. The way we're going to prove it out is we're going to create the application. We're going to. Does that make sense? We really get out to your audience. Who had the light bulb comment? That was one of my comments too. Light bulbs. Work on this one. This is another weatherman slide. The reason this is a weatherman slide is because when you start talking about anything, I'm lost. Which box is she talking about? Advertising is one of our key areas of revenue. Advertising includes banner ads on our website, links on our application, co-branding, boom, boom. The other thing is a premium app. In the premium app, there is no advertising. We charge people $1.95 to download the application, and that's one-time fee, and they can use it forever. It includes free uploads and everything. When we get paid, we'll strip the advertising out. Direct sales on too. These are affiliate marketing sales. I'm presenting to the camera, so you guys can. Point to the slide. That also will get you moving around the room a little bit too. Because if you point to it, boom, and then you can come back up and describe what it is. Keeps you active. Makes you look like you really are like super psyched about this thing. If you stand in place and weave, remember the horse, you won't look excited about it. You want to look excited about it. Especially if it's your idea. Artwork looks great. One thing you'll have to consider is, where did this content come from?
This is Men's Health.
You have to license this content if you're going to include it.
Yeah. We'll be working with Men's Health.
Okay. They're going to pay you or you're going to pay them?
Sounds
like you're going to pay them in this scenario.
No, so it's going to be like their subscribers work through our application.
Wait, are you talking about when we actually launch, or just even in-class app presentation?
Well, it wasn't entirely clear, so you're going to figure out how to make that clear. But if you have content from somebody else, you have to pay a license fee for it. You talked about several, so these are 2 different things. This is Enamondo and then Nike. So I thought these were related applications they were first about. Light bulbs again. So this is your marketing model. Stack of light bulbs.
No, this is the innovation.
This is innovation how?
This is like who's winning, like who's getting what. The users, instructors, and social, these are the 3 elements of our.
List them out. Put a picture of a user, an instructor. Is the social a person? Is that a customer? Social? These are 3 different entities. So you got to think through this model. It seems like, as I was listening to this presentation, how many people are really clear on what this application does? What is it? Yeah, I get it. What does it do?
Improves people's workouts.
It does what?
Improves people's workouts.
How does it work? You walk into the club, what happens?
Gym. You like pull it out and you get to like record your like progress.
So you enter data into it.
You can enter data into it. You can get like suggestions for exercises based on like what workout you're doing, and then like the social aspect of it lets you like see like what classes and what like events.
So you can sign up for a class, your friends sign up for a class too.
Yeah, and then you can see what else.
That's right.
You don't actually sign up for the class. You just say that you're attending it. Like, it doesn't tell the instructor of the class.
It seems like, when I was listening to this presentation, this is the kind of app you go into, what's it called, tab?
Sorry?
What's it, SPAC?
SPAC.
SPAC is the workout. Yeah.